Alright guys, so let's get started. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be reading this article on weathering and erosion by Rachelle Kreisman. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be finding the answers to these questions within the text. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read these paragraphs with you, and I'm going to ask you to find the answers to the questions within the text, and then we're going to highlight the answers together. Make sure that you don't go ahead of my reading and highlight before we do it together, because I would hate for you to do it wrong or incorrectly to where you have to go back and fix it. Okay, so let's go ahead and write our name on our paper, and then we'll get started. Okay, so follow along as I read the text, and I will stop and we will try to answer the questions together. Teachers, if you are working with this video, once I ask the question, you can pause the video and then pick back up after you go over it with your students. All right, from the beginning. Nature is always changing. Those changes are called natural events. Some natural events happen quickly. Think of a fire that starts when lightning strikes a tree. Other events occur slowly, such as when rocks are worn down over hundreds of years. This happens because of weathering and erosion. Okay, so here's our first question. Here's our question that we are going to highlight in red. Okay, what type of events happen quickly? So look back into the text, find where it says that something happens quickly, and then let's go over it together. Okay, what type of event happens quickly? If you look back into the text, right here it says, think of a fire that starts when lightning strikes a tree. Those changes are called natural events. Some natural events happen quickly. Think of a fire that starts when lightning strikes a tree. Okay, so if you look at the beginning of our text here, the first thing it mentions is events that happen quickly. Think of a fire that starts when lightning strikes a tree. That would be the example of something that happens quickly. All right, there is our highlighted sentence. What we highlighted was think of a fire that starts when lightning strikes a tree. All right, let's go to our yellow question. Our yellow question asks, what type of event happens slowly? Now use private think time, look in the text, and find where it mentions something that happens slowly. Okay, so if we look back into the text and we look right after it mentions something that happens quickly, the sentence says, other events occur slowly, comma. Usually after a comma, it gives us an example of one of those things. Other events occur slowly, such as when rocks are worn down over hundreds of years. So something that would occur slowly, when rocks are worn down over hundreds of years. Okay, so now that we've done the first two questions, you see how this is going to work. I'm going to read the paragraph, and you are going to help me find the answers within the text. So here's paragraph 2. Weathering is what happens when a part of a rock is loosened. Parts of rocks are usually loosened by nature. Erosion happens after weathering. It is the process of moving water, moving ice, or wind carrying away a part of a rock. All right, so our green question is, and we are going to go back into the text to find the answer, what are the 3 ways a rock can be carried away? So take your time, go back into the text, and find the 3 ways that a rock can be carried away. Okay, so it talks about parts of rocks being loosened by nature right here. And then it talks about how erosion happens after weathering. If we look at our last sentence here, it says, it is the process of moving water, moving ice, or wind carrying away a part of a rock. So it says, what are the 3 ways a rock can be carried away? That answer would be in our last sentence here. By moving water, moving ice, or wind carrying away a part of a rock. Make sure you are highlighting as I highlight and highlighting the same words that I'm highlighting. Okay, let's go to our next page. So here's our 3rd paragraph. Moving ice can cause weathering and erosion. Some mountains have solid sheets of ice near the top. During warmer weather, a bit of ice melts. Then the sheet of ice may move slowly down the mountain. As the solid ice moves, it scrapes rocks, breaking off pieces. Then the pieces are taken away by the moving ice. So our orange question on our 3rd paragraph here is, when does the ice melt? So take your time, look back into the text, and find when the ice melts. Okay, so we see here it says clearly, during warmer weather, a bit of ice melts. So when does ice melt? During warmer weather. Good one. That one was easier to spot in the text. Let's look at our blue question. Our blue question says, how does the ice break off pieces of rock? How does the ice break off pieces of rock? Find it in the text. Okay, so our question says, how does the ice break off pieces of rock? If we look after it talks about the warmer weather, it says, then the sheet of ice moves slowly down the mountain. As the ice moves, it scrapes rocks, breaking off pieces. So how does the ice break off pieces of rock? It moves. And it scrapes rock, breaking off pieces. Okay. There is that one. Our last color for this paragraph is purple. And this question says, what moves the broken pieces away? What moves the broken pieces away? So when you're looking back in the text, typically questions will be asked in a certain order. In this case, they are asked in a certain order. So we have our orange question, our blue question, and all we have left is this one sentence. The last sentence says, then the pieces are taken away by the moving ice. The question asks, what moves the broken pieces away? Think about that one. Think about where it is in that sentence. Okay, so what moves the broken pieces away? Then the pieces are taken away by the moving ice. The moving ice takes the pieces away. Okay, guys, you're doing great so far. We have one paragraph left, and we have a pink question to start with. Let's read the paragraph first. Wind also causes weathering and erosion. Wind can blow sand and dirt. It can carry the dirt far away. In some places, strong wind will push sand against rocks. Over a long period of time, the wind wears down those rocks. All right, question number 1. Our pink question says, what does the wind blow? What does the wind blow? Private think time, reread, find the answer. What does the wind blow? Okay, so if we look right here, it says wind also causes weathering and erosion. Wind can blow sand and dirt. What does the wind blow? Sand and dirt. Great job. We have one left, our gray question. What takes a long period of time? What takes a long period of time? Let's look back into the text. Reread. Look for those key words, long period of time. Okay, it says over a long period of time, the wind wears down those rocks. So what takes a long period of time? It takes a long time for wind to wear down those rocks. Excellent job, guys. So what you are going to do now is you are going to take each of these that we have highlighted in different colors, and what you're going to do is you're going to go to your question and answer document. Your question and answer document looks like this. What you're going to do is you're going to read the question, what type of event happens quickly, and what you're going to do is you are going to turn your highlighted answers into complete sentences. Okay? So for example, what type of event happens quickly? That was your red answer. We highlighted, think of a fire that starts when lightning strikes a tree. So what you are going to do is you're going to turn your answer into a complete sentence. So, what type of event happens quickly? I'm taking it right from the text. A fire that starts when lightning strikes a tree happens quickly. Remember, turn it into a complete sentence. Okay, guys, excellent job on this today. Good luck on your questions, and remember, just look back into the text, find what we highlighted, and turn them into complete sentences. See you guys next time.